Hey everybody, it's Beth and welcome to Infinite Garden. Today is Mother's Day 2021 and I wanted to make a video exploring why I think this gray hair movement that we're in is so important and really why it matters. So if that seems interesting to you, please stay tuned. So today is Mother's Day 2021 and I'm back. Last week, my husband and I were out west visiting my mother. Because of the coronavirus pandemic, we hadn't been able to see her for almost 2 years. It was kind of unbearable. So we had the opportunity all to get vaccinated and once we had all done that, we felt safe traveling and spending time together. So we made our trip out there. And it was really amazing. After a year of being cooped up in the house and looking at these four walls, to actually be able to go out west and see, for instance, we went to the Grand Canyon and to be able to look down to the bottom of the Grand Canyon where you can see 1.1 billion years of Earth history. It was an incredible pendulum swing from the constant navel gazing of the last year to something far broader, deeper, older. It was a really, really good reset. And we did a general kind of driving around the West. We spent a couple nights in Sedona and we traveled around the Las Vegas area and we, like I said, went to the Grand Canyon. So we had a lot of time in the car, a lot of time to talk, and my mom's friend joined us. So the four of us had long conversations. It gave me a chance to really refresh some of my thinking. And I got to thinking about the gray hair movement and less about what's happening to me on my head and more about how the gray hair movement has the opportunity to improve the world as a whole. And I wanted to share my thoughts with you. Primarily for me, the reason I covered my hair was because I was afraid of appearing older. And I think that's why most women do it. I had started going gray at 17. And so for me, it was a lot about trying to look my actual age and not older than my actual age because I was so gray so young. Whether or not that's realistic, because of course that was my actual age and that was my natural hair. But I was afraid of the repercussions of appearing older. In our society, I think it's safe to say that, men have a certain level of status and women are a notch lower. And I think it's also safe to say that younger women are a notch above older women. And I think it's garbage, but I think that's sort of how we understand it. And I think it's why we're afraid to appear older. We don't want to slip a notch. I know for me, when I was in my 30s, I didn't feel like I had achieved my career goals that I wanted to or other sorts of goals in life. And I didn't want to take the hit that I thought would come from looking older. And I don't think that men go through this. You see men that do color their hair or wear toupees or whatever, but I think in general, men can look around and see that mature men are basically still running the show, generally speaking. And so there's an opportunity there to increase your status by becoming a mature man. So I don't think that they go through the same thing. And why I think the gray hair movement matters is that women like me and like you, if you're watching this, you may be going through your own transition or considering it. Maybe you're on the other side of it. By doing that, by choice, I think it's a way of saying that I will set my value. You won't tell me that I'm devalued because I have lived experience and I'm a mature adult now. I will tell you what my value is and I will contribute to our culture at a level that's appropriate for me based on what I bring. And that's how I feel right now. I won't be devalued because I have lived experience at this point. I just won't. And I don't think that you will either. I think we have an opportunity now to reset the thinking in that arena at a time when we really desperately need it. Our Earth is in trouble. I am concerned about the future and the health of our planet and the amount of emotional and spiritual healing that's needed for the people that we know and love. And I think that mature women are uniquely positioned to be able to contribute to that emotional and spiritual healing. In many cases, women bear the weight of their family's emotional needs and have, through their lived experience of taking care of children and taking care of elders have an incredible depth and a sense of responsibility that we need now, our culture needs now, and we have an opportunity to be proud of that and to share it and to share it loud and proud. And I think that's why this gray hair movement matters so much. We need to value the lived experience of femmes and women in our culture, and by embracing those signs of maturity, we're not shying away from it or devaluing it. And that is, the extent of my deep thoughts from the mountaintops of Sedona. I'll share some pictures from my trip just so you can kind of see what we were doing. It really did help clear my thinking, and it was so good to see my mom. It was so good. I felt so lucky. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you're all doing well.